Logan, talk to the people. Get them hype.
Are we gonna next video? Silverback dyno.
What else? What else we got coming up next week, or possibly the following week? I'm not sure when.
Oh, not a giveaway.
No, we got a giveaway going on. A turbo giveaway. A turbo, not a whole car.
It ain't no normal giveaway.
No, we got a forced inductions turbo. Oh, Ben just put his back into it. Ben, tell everybody about the time you twerked on the old lady at Lowe's, and then she gave you those eyes.
I ran into her accident.
And then what? And then she's like, all right, I got the old bull, I want the young calf.
She takes one look at me and she goes, "Oh my God, I've had the old bull, now I want the young calf." And she grabs me by the wings.
When Ben runs into you, it's not like, it's more like,
it's like hitting a wall.
A truck hits you. It's like,
Alright guys, we were messing with the Silverback Z6, and I know you guys are probably confused on why we're pushing it. But
we're doing maintenance.
It is getting its final maintenance, final service before it goes on the HUB dyno tomorrow at TCAM Performance. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, dude, why are you guys going to take this thing to the HUB dyno when you got a chassis dyno right there? You guys saw our dyno tuning video, which was the last one. I hope you guys kind of enjoy the like me learning tuning side of things, because I'm literally just filming the trials, tribulations, the questions I have, and the process of learning. I really haven't done a great job explaining it, but as I get more knowledgeable in it, I will explain it more. But back to the main question on why would we take this to another dyno when we have a dyno here. So the dyno here is great for cars like this, 1,000 horsepower, 1,200, I'd say 1,300 max. It's got a roller. It is a true chassis dyno, which means you put the whole car on there, you strap it down, and it does what it does. When you start making big power, you spin the tires on the rollers. We got a 248X, which is a pretty big drum, so it's pretty good against wheel spin, but you start making a lot of power, you'll break the tires free. We go up to TCAM Performance, they have a Dynacom hub dyno, and we utilize that because we take the wheels and the tire spin out of equation, and we go all about just power. Now, the main purpose of a dyno is a tuning tool, and that's why we're going on there. It is like a dry run for the racetrack. If you have any issues, you run it hard. Sometimes the issues don't show themselves when you're just putting around, but when you get into it, they come up. There's no better place than a controlled environment in case you have any issues. Whether you got some leaky fuel fittings, it's a very safe, controlled environment. If you have anything go wrong, it's a lot better to happen on the dyno than it is at the racetrack. Let's say it were to lock up the driveline. Well, at the track, you could potentially crash. At the dyno, you might just have to fix some parts. That is the way it is. You much rather have anything happen at the dyno other than at the track. So our final maintenance on this, Chris has been driving this around. Ben's been doing a little bit of tuning. We tested on the two-step, tested the boost controller. Everything works. It revs good. Ben, how do you feel?
Feel good.
Car is doing as it should, right? What you see right here is the downside of having a very low car. You can't even get the lift arms underneath it, so you have to jack the ass of the car up just to get the lift arms underneath it, and then you can lift it up. This is pretty much like every Corvette that's lowered. Or I think really like any Corvette. We had to do this with the silver Corvette as well. With the silver, then black Corvette, which was our first giveaway vehicle, if you guys can remember and think back all the way to that. So Logan, let's talk to them about maintenance. I'd say minimal. But what are we doing here? What has already been done, and what are we doing?
Ran through the valve train, just made sure everything looked good there. Set the preload.
Hydraulic roller setup, so have set the preload. It's not like adjusting, similar to adjusting lash, but different strategy.
Bingo. Got to do an oil change on it now. Empty out all the tanks. Just make sure everything's ready for tomorrow. Clean everything up. You know, just typical little maintenance.
Go over everything, double check it. And one thing I think a lot of people don't realize, and this is what we now realize is, well, I think we've known this for a while. When you put a car together, when you build it, it's not like fire it up, take it to the dyno. You have to run it through the gears, test it. How many times have we started this thing?
Probably more than 50, less than 50.
And we've driven it
Around the block.
a couple times, had it out, tested on the two-step. We've done a number of things to really, yeah, just to double check. And we've had some things come up where we had to make adjustments, and we're okay with that. Rather it happen here than once you get up to the HUB dyno.
Play with it first. Get this fired up, take it to gear.
right, so one of our points of concern is the stock diff. We got some drive shaft shop axles in here, but the stock diff, I think, at a certain power level, it's just going to bust the case apart. We got the power guide built by Cameron Torque Converter Services, put this nice Moroso pan on it. We got the factory temperature gauge, and we got the Holley temperature gauge. So this is running one of those Crawford Racing harnesses. So what that does is we have the stock ECU in there working, so the gauge cluster and everything works, and we have the Holley really managing all the engine stuff. So it is a Holley ECU, but still has all the features of the factory ECU. I have seen a few questions on what this tank right here is, and as you can see, this tank has a big line, -16 line from the tank to the mechanical fuel pump, and it still has factory tanks. So this is what's allowing us to utilize the factory tanks and still run a mechanical pump up front. It is a surge tank, so essentially we have a pump in the tank that feeds the surge tank gets filled up, and this mechanical pump, 12 gallon a minute air motive pump, the fuel then goes through the rails and returns back to this tank, and when this tank is full, it returns back to the main fuel tank. So a lot of fuel moving around there, but it is what it needs. And like Logan said earlier, we got some forced induction turbos on here, but we also got a forced induction turbo giveaway coming up very soon, which is exciting, because before we've been giving away VS Racing turbos, we got a forced inductions 80mm T6 turbo, which is, Ben, I think you kind of like that turbo. Yeah, it's a bad little, what do you think horsepower wise?
1150 or 1200-ish.
So a total eye poker.
Yeah.
How
it will be.
It's Phil's dad, huh?
Yeah.
Phil wishes he had that turbo. How's the oil look, Logan?
It's a little milky, but as many startups as on it. No hard feelings.
Why would the oil be milky? Explain to everyone at home. People don't understand why we vacuum the valve covers. They don't understand why we change our oil this much.
We're currently on alcohol. And alcohol mixed in. It's a lot better on the black sheet. We can probably go 5 runs now with the MSD 600, where it burns a whole lot more fuel.
Yeah. Right now, the alcohol, it just gets a lot of moisture in the oil, and you'll see it. I mean, you'll see an oil pressure drop. Some things you do to prevent that is you can vacuum your valve covers, help try to get as much moisture out as possible. But I mean, it's inevitable on an alcohol car. That's why you see a lot of guys run that Brad Penn, and they bake their oil, try to bake the moisture out of it and get 2 run cycles through it. We just run Shell Rotella 1540. We really had no issues with it at all, and it's very cheap oil wise, and it does a good job. So I think that it is, I mean, we have no reason to change oil. We have no oil pressure issues or anything like that. It's just something you have to keep an eye on.
I think last time we was running was like 48 pounds.
Yeah, and that's at idle. Yeah, at idle.
Not while open. We're still going to do through the tailpipes. This is just for the time being.
Tailpipe car.
Tailpipes.
True tailpipe car. That's Ben's favorite thing, is the tailpipes.
Yep.
Nothing like building a whole car and then slapping 2 giant things of metal on it.
At least it's stainless.
It is
It's not
stainless.
regular.
Yeah.
We should have done it aluminized,
Yeah, that would have been
like a diesel, like the diesel truck exhaust.
pretty sweet.
Or aluminum.
That would have been more better, huh?
That would have been really light.
Plus, I think an aluminum exhaust does sound better, especially on a turbo car.
It hits different.
This thing hits pretty good, though, I'm not going to lie. With these kind of turn downs on it, I mean, it really does beat the ground. Horsepower-wise, do you think there'll be a substantial horsepower drop going from the dumps to the full exhaust?
Yeah.
When you say substantial, what are you thinking? Like
150?
I think for the amount of horsepower, that wouldn't be that much.
No.
Like percentage-wise, if we're making 1,500 and it drops 150 horsepower, oh well, so be it. It's what we got a boost controller for.
Yeah.
All right, so like I said before, be on the lookout for tomorrow's video. I'm not done with this video. We're gonna hear it fire up. We're gonna get loaded up in the trailer and get everything good to go to the dyno tomorrow. But when you guys see this video, we will be on the dyno at TCAM Performance, and I'll do another giveaway like I did in the last one, which I didn't send out yet. I'm not gonna lie. My dude emailed me, and I gotta send him a bunch of shirts out. So I'll do LS Nasty Care Package. Whoever guesses the horsepower that this thing makes. So tomorrow's video, everyone watch, check it out. NC, and I want everyone in the comment section below right now to comment what you think horsepower this thing will make. Is a Black Sheep T-Cam Performance 427 with Black Sheep hydraulic roller camshaft in there, a set of forced induction 74mm turbos. I will say this is gonna be a tough one to guess because I'm not sure where we're going to stop boost wise. I don't know. All I know is that the Black Sheep on 22 pounds went a 450 at 161. So if we run, you know, 20 pounds on this, I mean, it's still gonna make a whole lot of horsepower. So comment down below what you guys think this will make horsepower wise. Whoever guesses closest gets an LS Nasty care package, and I'll get that sent out to you ASAP. ASAP. Engine light on. What's it going to make on the dyno tomorrow? Not sure where we're going to go boost-wise. Not sure where we're going to go boost-wise. What's your guess? 1500, 1560. It's a little low, but respectable. A little low? Yeah, I said 1730.
No, I'm trying to keep the rods in this thing.
God, I can't see. There's meth in my eyes. Ben and I have meth in my eyes. 2 thumbs up. Ready for Hub Dyno? Hell yeah. Hey.
No more smoky.
No. We're bringing an extra scavenge pump with us tomorrow.
Chris told me.
Yeah, we're not having that happen again.
If you understand, you know.